Yo, what is going on, guys? We got the Baja Utility Vehicle here, and if you can't figure it out, but I hope you can, we've got actually a Ford Bronco here. JohnJohn has done it again, and if you read the title, it wasn't a clickbait. Oops, JohnJohn did it again. You see what I did there? But with this Ford Bronco, it's console friendly, so if you want to have the emblems and play with it on PC with the emblems, you can do so. All you have to do is basically subscribe to the emblems pack, and I also recommend the max add-ons pack. We got the Bronco in the dashboard, we got the Ford logo back here, although you can hardly see it, but there it is, it's there, it exists. I went with the Wild Track logo for that, but you know what to do, guys. Drop a like on the video, drop a sub on the channel, let's jump into it. Alright guys, time to build and customize up the Baja Utility Vehicle. For those of you that haven't figured it out yet, the Baja Utility Vehicle is a Ford Bronco console friendly mod, but JohnJohn has done it again, and if you want to play with it on PC with emblems, you can do so with the emblem pack. So let's start with the Baja Utility Vehicle Classic and customize it up. So we got heavy tow and haul spec, 1600 pound-foot torque, Redline supercharged, 1028 HP. Stockish supercharged 422, Trail Rider supercharged and Trail Runner supercharged, and vanilla spec V8. Let's go with the Trail Rider supercharged. It's a classic, so let's try to get it a little bit to the classic state. So gearbox, we got heavy tow and haul 4-speed, low and slow crawler 4-speed, Redline 8-speed, Stockish 6-speed, tow and haul 10-speed, Trail Rider 5-speed, and the Trail Runner 6-speed, and vanilla 6-speed. Let's go with the Trail Rider 5-speed. Suspension, we got Stockish R active. We've also got Trail Crawler R stage 1, 2, and 3, Trail Runner stage 1, 2, and 3, Trail Scout stage 1, 2, and 3, and Trail Scout R HD stage 1, 2, and 3. Now, there's a typo here, and if you're watching JohnJohn, it says in the brackets 44-inch tire, and it's the only one that shows it, but the description says spec for 43-inch wide stance tires, so I think it's actually supposed to say 43. But I want to go with the Trail Scout RHD. This is going to be as close to Trail Rider spec, and it's going to be somewhat close to stock, but a little bit better. So we're going to go with the Trail Scout RHD Stage 3. Tires, we got 37 Open Country Terrain, Trepidor Runner, Mud Runner Terrain, Grappler Runner, KOH, Crawler Runner, and then we got all the same options in Stockish spec, as well as Redline spec and Cheater spec. And they go all the way up to from 37-inch to 43-inch. Now in mud tires, we got 37 Stockish, Baja Runner Pro X wide, Swamp Runner, Baja Runner Pro X, 37, 40, 42, and then they come in Stockish spec, Redline spec, and Cheater spec as well. And chained, we've got SnowRunner studded, Stockish 37 to 43, and then we got SnowRunner studded Redline and Cheater edition. Because we're sticking to the classic, I don't want to use any of the mud tires because, well, the mud tires are actually, well, probably not in the classic category in my mind, but it is tough, so I'm not going to use Cheater spec. I'm going to go with Stockish because Stockish is going to be as close to classic as you could get, in my opinion. We've got the Crawler Runner, those are nice. Grappler Runners are also nice. Mud Runner Terrain, Trepidor Runner, and Open Country Terrain. I'm going to go with the Open Country in 43s. Winch, we got the Trail Runner 12-volt spec winch by default. Vanilla non-12-volt spec winch is another option. Then we also got the diff lock by default. Interior, we could have a sliding rugged cooler. We got the Planet Earth dash mounted radar by default. Bumpers, we've got front bumper, Rock Fighter, Baja RTR, Bull Bar, Crawler, Baja Stock, and Classic Stock. We're going to go with the Classic Stock. Rear bumper, we've got Baja RTR, Crawler, and Stock, and Trail Series, but we're going to keep it stock with the license plate. Hoods and doors, we got carbon fiber tube doors, door 1 and 2 for traditional doors. Baja hood, open and close, Raptor hood, open and close, and then Classic hood. We're going to keep it classic. Grill and headlight lights, etc. Now we got the classic grill right now. I believe we could add, okay, so we'll go through this. So we got headlight halo lights orange or white. We're gonna go with orange. Grill, we got Baja RTR, And then we've also got an orange halo LEDs for RTR grill, but that's for the RTR grill. And then white as an alternative. And then we've got Baja grill, Ford Raptor. We've also got classic, which is what we have, Bronco Wildtrak, Bronco. And then taillights, we've got Baja and classic. We're going to keep it classic. Off-road parts and accessories, we got the Baja bumper light bar. We've got the Baja bumper light bar mount, Baja fender light pods, gravity LED light bar covers, dummy lights, FS series stock, and then snorkel, Everglades, or invisible. We're going to go with the invisible. Tow and haul, we're going to throw in a D-ring shackle back here, but we could have a hitch if we want, and JohnJohn does this really well. Branded emblems, we got the roll bar Bronco. We've also got the tailgate emblem Raptor that we could choose if we're doing a Raptor edition. Ford Wildtrak, Bronco generic in the front. I'm going to put the Ford Wildtrak on here just for the Ford logo, to be honest. Tailgate accessories, we've got the basic tailgate set up here. And it's already got the Toyo Open Countries, but we could go through tailgate mount, tailgate high lift, RTR jerry can, Redline jerry can, RTR jerry can 2, Redline jerry can 2, RTR jerry can 3, Redline jerry can 3. We got this for tire carrier, trail runner recovery combo, and then you can go through different wheel and tire combos. And at the bottom, you could switch out the wheels for different wheel sets that we've got. Roof and roof accessories, we've got everything we need. If we wanted to, we could take some of these off. For example, we could take the front inner and front outer off, but and it's cool, it does it by default. We've also got the mule rack, soft top inner, soft top outer if we wanted to do the soft top, and then we got surfboards and beach bars. Damage control and goodies, damage control max, suspension wheels, and then just various goodies. Now I'm going to go with damage control max. The reason being is that when I do mod reviews, sometimes it sucks if I smash them up and mangle them pretty quick before I can take a decent picture. We got stock Baja bead locks. I believe this is as stock as it gets, and it is, so, but it looks awesome. We've got some awesome colors. We got some dusty, worn textures with some pinstripes. Texture detail here, like, is pretty incredible. Now, I would hate to be somebody that owns a brand new black Bronco and it looks like this after you clean it, but everybody thinks differently, and I like black for the classic look of the classic, so that's what we're gonna go with, guys. You know what to do. Let's jump into it. All right, first things first, we gotta start this puppy up. Now, what he did here is incredible. We've got the we've actually got the front trail cam the same way that Iceberg and I did the Tacoma TRD Pro. Now let's go through here. We can rear seat fold, which I haven't seen that done before. From an interior standpoint, that looks incredible. So let's go ahead and fold them back up. We can activate the radar if we want, but we don't need to. Doors, sliding windows. So we can roll the windows up and down. Whoops, I'm having too much fun. And we can also pop the hood and see what's under the hood, which we got some decent detail here, really, when you think about it. The air intake's incredibly detailed. I love it. So we can put down the hood now, and we can also change the suspension mode because we got that lift. So let's hit the road. You know how we do. Now I'm gonna go through every single variant on the channel like I did with everything else JohnJohn has released, because every mod is slightly unique. Some of them have more changes than others between them in the different variations, but they all are really good and really unique. So it's worth checking out each one, in my opinion. Now the classic, I love this because we get to take a look at the classic look. Now this is a Bronco and it's lifted, but it maintains so much of the natural classic Bronco aesthetic, stockish. And that's how you address this one up, in my opinion. But it's good because you have all the options if you want to do it differently. So we're just in two-wheel drive here, cruising. Engine sounds are really nice and balanced. The suspension play and movement so far seems quite incredible. Yeah, you can't complain with that. It's not too stiff, it's not too firm. The steering's responsive, and something that I like that JohnJohn does, Big Dubs does it as well, and Iceberg both, but what they do is they actually fine-tune the steering responsiveness, so it doesn't favor controller players, but also doesn't favor PC players who use a keyboard and mouse. Now, that begs the question, though, if you're playing on PC, why are you using a keyboard and mouse to drive? It takes the fun out of it. You need a controller or a wheel. Regardless, though, JohnJohn fine-tuned this really well. It looks nice, and I like how, kind of like what Iceberg does, a lot of his texture mapping and something different here, and what he did was make it so that if you want to have a scratched up, used and abused Bronco, you can do that. If you want it to be shiny and nice, you could also do that, no problem. And I think having that balance there is something that's huge for SnowRunner, because not everybody likes the look of having everything all smashed up. That's just the reality of it. Some people like playing and you know, SnowRunner, although it's a off-road simulation game, in a sense, you're role-playing that you're driving these and doing these contracts. You want to be proud of your rig. I'm digging this so far, though. This is good. And high gear, this is something else JohnJohn does, Big Dubs does it, Iceberg does it. The high gear is not just a heat gear. Too many mod creators just make it this phenomenally fast heat gear, and it's just unrealistic and unbalanced. We didn't need high gear there. Let's see if we can roll over. And we just barely scratched it. That is quite incredible. Alright, let's back up here. Look at the road again, see if there's something else we can try to climb. There's no shortage of climbing opportunities here, but we're going to put in a high gear and test with the high gear a little bit. Gear is really balanced because you're not chewing like you do in a lot. This feels natural to if you're playing on console, all you need is this and the max add-ons. But we're going to check out every variant, guys. You know what to do. Drop a like on the video, drop a sub on the channel, guys. Let's catch you with the next one.